Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news folks, let's dive into what might be one of the most surprising and exciting developments in the NFL right now, especially for Steelers fans. It all started with some buzz from insiders like Rossini, who's been known for breaking major NFL stories. And this time, the news is about Anthony Richardson, the young quarterback from Indiana who's been generating a lot of buzz since being drafted in 2023. Richardson, as many of you know, has been viewed as a raw but highly talented player with elite upside. He's a guy with a rocket arm, top-tier arm strength, and incredible mobility that can change the dynamics of any offense. And now, there are reports that he might be heading to the Pittsburgh Steelers in an unprecedented trade that could reshape the division. Picture this: Richardson, still only 21 years old, with a career that's been hampered by injuries but showing flashes of brilliance when healthy. Last season, despite being limited by injuries, a shoulder injury and a concussion that cost him 4 games, he still managed to throw for over 600 yards with 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and ran for 185 yards with 2 touchdowns. His rushing ability, combined with his arm, makes him a dual-threat nightmare for defenses. And what's really interesting is how the Colts, sitting at a 3-3 record and surprisingly thriving with Daniel Jones doing a decent job at quarterback, are looking to rebuild. They're focusing on cap space, freeing up around $15 million, and they're trading Richardson for picks, possibly looking ahead to a complete rebuild. Now, the Colts are known for being cautious with young quarterbacks, especially dual-threat types like Richardson. They're not exactly rushing to play him full-time, but they recognize the potential. Richardson's 2025 season was limited due to injuries, but he showed enough flashes, like a 62.5% completion rate, 612 passing yards, and a solid 4 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, along with over 28 rushing attempts for 185 yards and 2 touchdowns, to be seen as a future franchise quarterback. The NFL analysts talk about his elite arm strength, which ranks among the best, with a velocity reaching 59 miles per hour, and his elusiveness, breaking 45 tackles in his career. He's a guy with a top-3 arm strength and an impressive ability to evade pressure, similar to some of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in league history. But here's the thing: Richardson has also faced some chronic injuries, including an ACL tear in 2024, which is always a concern for any team investing in a young quarterback. Still, his progression in 2025 has been promising, and many see him as a Lamar Jackson-type peak, with a career RPO efficiency of about 68% and a career QBR of over 62. When fully healthy, Richardson's upside is enormous. And now, there's talk that the Steelers see that potential as well. They see him as a perfect heir to Ben Roethlisberger's legacy, someone who can bring mobility and a strong arm to the Steel City. Imagine this: Richardson in Pittsburgh, learning from seasoned veterans, absorbing knowledge, and developing into a true franchise quarterback. The Steelers, with their current quarterback situation, an aging and final season Ben Rodgers, who's putting up decent numbers but no longer the dominant force, are looking for the next big thing. Rodgers, with a 26th ranked impact among quarterbacks, has thrown for 350 yards with 9 touchdowns and 5 interceptions this season, but he's clearly nearing the end of his career. The Steelers are aware they need a future, and Richardson fits that mold perfectly. They see him as a Big Ben 2.0, a guy with mobility, a strong arm, and the ability to extend plays both in the pocket and on the run. The trade, if it happens, would be a game-changer. The Colts, who are cautious about dual QB setups like with Daniel Jones, who has a PFF grade of 85, 1 and a +0.22 EPA per pass, are focusing on rebuilding, giving Richardson the chance to develop with more playing time. They're looking at a future where they can focus on their cap space, continue their rebuild, and maybe even find a new identity. But for the Steelers, this could be the missing piece to elevate their offense to a new level. Looking at the projected impact, Richardson's addition would have a huge effect on the Steelers' offense. Right now, the team is ranked around 24th in yards per game, roughly 320 yards, but with Richardson's mobility and arm, this could jump to around 380 yards per game. His playmaking ability would add about 20 extra dual-threat plays per game, significantly boosting the team's overall explosiveness. And when you think about the potential for a high-impact offense, it's not hard to see why the odds for a Super Bowl run are shifting. The betting odds have already moved from plus 2,500 to plus 1,200, and the AFC North, which has been a tough division, is now considered a favorite at plus 250. And what about Richardson's impact on the playoff picture? Well, as a catalyst, he could be the spark that ignites the Steelers' push deep into January. His scrambling ability, especially in cold weather, a scenario that often favors mobile quarterbacks, could give the Steelers a significant advantage against teams like the Ravens, who rely heavily on blitzes and pressure packages. The Steelers' defense has been solid, but their offense has needed that spark, that X factor that Richardson could provide. His ability to extend plays and make tough throws on the run would open up the field for the likes of George Metcalf, who's already shown promise with 261 yards early this season. Adding Richardson's dynamic playmaking to the mix could elevate the offense's PFF grade from around 79.4 to over 86, making them a real threat in the AFC. This trade, if it materializes, would be a bold move, one that echoes the kind of daring decisions made in the past, like when the Chiefs benched Patrick Mahomes in 2017, only to see him explode into a superstar. Richardson's skill set, when paired with the Steelers' coaching staff, could turn him into an X factor, reducing sacks by about 12% thanks to his mobility and making him a nightmare for defenses to contain. It also aligns with the Steelers' historic identity, tough, resilient, and always looking for that next big thing to carry the torch forward. In the grand scheme of things, this trade could be the start of a new era for the Steelers, one that echoes the legacy of Roethlisberger but also introduces a new wave of excitement and potential. It's a bold vision, Richardson, in yellow, forging his path to immortality in Steel City. The NFL landscape is shifting, and this move could be the catalyst that propels the Steelers into Super Bowl contention again, leaving their rivals scrambling to catch up. So, what do you think about all this? Are you excited about the possibility of Richardson in Steelers black and gold? Do you believe he's the future franchise quarterback that Pittsburgh needs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. Thanks for being with us, and as always, keep supporting the black and gold.